So what would you say to the, like I said again, to the young musician, because I hear that all the time. I see it, a lot. What would you say to the young musician who wants to become better? Or the musician, period, who wants to become better? What would you suggest or advise?
I think ultimately you got to have a willingness to receive. You got to have a willingness to receive constructive criticism, and to be truthful, these guys that are coming up now are phenomenal.
Yes.
They're great. They can pick up something just like that. But again, just like we said, when it comes to the heart, when it comes to the soul, picking it up is fine, but where the origin of where it comes from, you can't really understand that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so a lot of times, we see situations where younger musicians they're playing, and they're killing the shout music. They're killing the shout music. They're killing the new gospel music, but the service is still kind of lacking because there's an element that's missing.
Yeah.
And you gotta be open to receive that part of it as well.
Right.
I never forget when I was coming up. Of course, when me and Bennett was coming up, we played all the latest and the greatest in that day, and somebody get up and sing a hymn that we never heard, or sing the verse of the hymn that we never heard, and our parents would be like, pick it out. If we couldn't get it in enough time, here they come. They was kicking us off the organ.
Yeah.
And, we've have that happen to us a lot. And so instead of taking I can play approach and you don't got to do that to me.
Right.
You take a step back and be like, okay, well, show me that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was that? Like, show me that, because I want to know what that is. So when I get in that situation again,
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I got it.
And so, I'm not saying all young musicians are like that.
No.
But what I'm saying is there has to be a willingness to receive. You got to receive constructive criticism.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. The Transpose ministry.
Oh my God.
Bennett just looked away.
There's a Transpose on
There's
the
one on his organ right here. And a picture.
We understand that at some time, right? Some may feel that that's the right avenue to take.
Well, first of all, I feel like it should have never been built into a keyboard in the first place. But if you're on the spot, and if that means the difference between you crashing and burning and getting us through the situation, hit the button.
In case of emergency break.
But make sure you put it back and make sure that we can't tell that you just did it. So.
Man, they talk about you.
Right.
Yeah, I was in a situation where I was playing a keyboard that I was unfamiliar with, and the person before me was playing, and he transposed. I didn't even know it. I went sat back down. And the keyboard, I was like, how do you get it back? I don't know how to get it back. And the dude left.
Well, I guess it's a cappella today. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So how would you suggest to someone who wants to know how to play it all?
It's like I told my
And
son.
how do I master that?
That's like I told my son. Get you one song and practice it in every key. Every key. And now he can play in every key. My son plays in every key, and I got some buddies or some people I know that
struggle with that.
That struggle with that. So, hey, you just got to practice it.
Is it harder after you've already developed bad habits to go back and now retrain, your ear? Because, for instance, the way chords sounded in the 80s.
The chords in the 80s is the same chord as in the 2018.
And that's what a musician once told me.
Yeah.
This is where I'm having difficulty. No, it's the same chords.
It's the same chord.
The same chords. What you afraid of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say is when we was learning songs from the vinyl, the turntable, and the keys weren't pitched right.
Right.
It either pitched sharp or pitched under.
Yeah.
And back then, you know, we learned songs in the key higher than the natural key.
Yeah.
And then we didn't find that out till
Well,
later.
we had a choir director at our church that if it sounded like B, it's B. That's what we learned.
What are we doing today?
Exactly.
Like,